my baby, it's my new baby, my Sony A6400. I'm joining the camera club.
Check this out, this flippy screen is amazing.
Hey guys, I have right here the Sony A6400 and this is the ultimate APS-C camera to get. The only one thing it lacks is image stabilization, but this lens is a stabilized lens, so I'm hoping the quality will not be reduced that much. Now the reason why I'm getting this camera is because I need a B camera, and right here you get a bunch of manuals. Inside you get all the adapters in the world for your camera, a USB charger, get a nice Sony strap, and this teeny weeny EB battery. Now this is a NP-FW50. Traditionally, I've been using this big bulky Z battery. This guy is amazing, lasts 3 hours. I've heard that this A6400 will only last an hour and a half. You get a micro USB cable and an eye cup. Now this is a little baby teeny weeny camera. Look at this, it is itsy bitsy. Oh my God, this is tiny. However, these guys do rattle straight out of the box. I'll see if I can sort that out. But it is, oh my God, it's not a man's camera. This is a little baby camera. But the feature I love about this is look at this flip screen. Finally, I can see if I'm in frame when I'm recording myself. I do love this. Obviously, microphone will get in the way, but I'm hoping that I can just get a little L bracket and put the microphone on the side. The record button is strangely on the right here, not really on the side here. But I do like these record buttons because, well, not this one actually. This one's actually pretty bad. It's just awkwardly positioned. Usually when I'm using my A7 III, I have my thumb right here on the menu button. Menu button's over there, but I just press like that to record and the camera doesn't shake much. Whereas this shutter button, I find it shakes the camera a bit too much. It jolts it a bit much. This one, I'm gonna have to, maybe I'll remap it to the shutter button to record. All right, let's get the battery in. And the SD card slot is next to the battery over here. Click it in, close the battery door, and that's it. It's now ready to go. Before I get started though, let me just show you the ports that you get. So get this little flap, flicks out like that. That's very nice. Now let's see the beautiful APS-C sensor. And oh my God, it's tiny. The A7 III's full frame sensor is like twice the size of that. This is a little baby one. Now let's check out the little tiny itty bitty lens that you get with it. Now this is a 16-50. However, 16-50 in APS-C is like 24-70. The lens right here, and I love this lens because it is very, very, very tiny. Look at this, look how tiny this lens is. Now my A7 III, when I'm holding it up, comes out about this big. Whereas this guy, it looks like it's gonna be a little tiny camera. So this is gonna be kind of in between a mobile phone compact, it's kind of like tiny camera, and an A7 III. So it's a lot more inconspicuous when out and about. There you go, clicked right in. I always attach my quick release backwards. That way I don't get any interference with the flip up screen. There you go, there is a yellow charging light. So I'll leave that on to charge and then I'll continue the unboxing. While the camera is powered on, it doesn't actually charge, but you can power the camera using an external battery. So that's what I'm doing over here. I'll just go through the menus with you. So English, area, date and time. Now you want to make sure this is correct because all your videos and photos will be time-stamped to the area you pick. Daylight savings is off over here, and you can connect using your smartphone, and that is it. Take off the lens cap and you should see the beautiful world. Over here we've got notifications saying that the battery is dead. We got loads of photos ready, and the shutter speed is 1/30. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it to manual because that's where you can get most of the settings, and then I'll go through the menu system and set it up for you. So the aperture is with this dial and the shutter speed is with this dial. I like to keep my shutter speed at 1/100, it's my preference, and aperture I like to keep that as wide as possible. ISO, you tap right and you select. Minimum ISO you can get here is 100, which is the same in video in the A7 III, and maximum ISO goes all the way up to 100,000. That's really cool. I wonder if these settings will be locked in video. Actually, let's switch to movie mode at the moment just to get a better picture. So again, shutter speed, you can't control that. Shutter speed. So movie mode is on automatic by default, but let's see the ISO. Minimum ISO is 100 and maximum ISO for movie mode is 32,000. Click on menu. So you do have one memory recall. I'll be using that one to set up slow-mo frame rate. Pretty much similar settings to before. Here you can set it to 4K. I like to use 100 megabits. Autofocus speed, I like keeping that fast and responsive. Movie with shutter, so that means we can record videos using the shutter button up here. I'll turn that on. Silent shooting, I'll turn that on. Release without disable that, so you can't record if the lens or an SD card isn't plugged in. Steady shot, that gives a tiny bit of stabilization, doesn't do much, but I leave that on. Grid line, rule of thirds, airplane mode, I'll keep that on. Conserves the battery, and in my experience with the A7 III, it allowed the computer to do more, but I'll see the limits of this guy soon. Exposure mode, I select shutter priority, and I lock in 1/100 because I'm recording at 25 frames a second. Most people like to 2x their frame rate, make it 1/50, but I try to 4x it. It's just a motion that I prefer. And this allows me to lock in that shutter speed, and it will automatically calculate the ISO and the exposure and the aperture for me.
Hello my friends, I am now holding the A7 III in my hands, and I've got a Video Mic Pro plugged on top of it, and I'm trying to see myself, the selfie screen behind it. I can see that I'm in frame.
Let me show you guys.
So, yeah, take a video, because that's...
Let me show you guys what we're looking at.
It's actually easier than I thought it'd be, because you can see yourself through the rings of the A7 III. Oh, sorry, rings of the road. Like just about see yourself. There we go.
There we go.
This is the field of view you get when it's in PAL, 25 frames a second, and this is the field of view you get when you switch to NTSC. So you can see it's cropped in and you can't see the base of the MacBook Pro anymore. Samsung Galaxy S9 versus A6400. Who's gonna win? Who has the better quality? This is shutter speed 25. Let's make the shutter speed 50. Got a bit darker. Shutter speed 100. It's darker. So you can make it look good if you bump down the shutter to 25. Give me a bit of motion. Noise. And let's make it 50. Noise. Check this out, this flippy screen is amazing. I'm recording a video and actually can see if I'm in frame or not. So right now you can see my head is almost chopped off. But, oh, that's amazing. Oh my God, I can composition the shot myself. This flippy screen, sorry, I'm not even looking at you. This flippy screen is ace. I love it.